What's up, Ringside Beer fans? It's your boy Jay Smooth. This is episode 56, and I'm here with the fellas.
Yo, welcome back, guys. What an eventful weekend. Great weekend of fights.
Yes, sir.
Shoot,
it was,
man.
sir.
Yes.
I lost my voice
You lost your voice?
on Saturday. Yeah, I lost
Dude,
my voice
man.
on Saturday. That was crazy.
Dude, how are you guys? How's everything? Other than the fights, how was your guys' weekend?
Dude, just great news all around. Life's been good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spent most of the weekend moving my stuff over.
Yeah, finally, the bachelor pad. We're going to get a little pool table in there or what? You help baila conmigo. Ándale.
Nah, it's just
Nah?
it don't fit.
Well, I mean, you were telling me you were planning to get a little studio in there, right?
Yeah.
Get a little
My
video
little office.
editing,
Yeah.
little office. You can
Yeah.
start promoting
Find
your
it.
brand over here.
Hopefully everything comes into fruition by next year. So
Hector's
we'll see.
edits.
We'll see how that goes. Probably Hector's edits. I'll probably use that
I
one.
like it. There you go. Take it, man. Take it. Oh, dude. So we were talking off air, and did you see Halloween? Halloween Kills, the movie?
Nah, I'm not. I've never been interested in blood and guts.
No.
Unless it's, UFC fights.
Okay, so me and Sam went on like a date night, and I was telling Hector, I was like, all right, well, I'll save this story for the podcast. But I have never seen any of the Halloweens except for the Rob Zombie film. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to. I know, right? Everyone's like, well, you're just tripping. You should have seen Halloween, blah, 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 12 and stuff.
Jesus.
So I've never seen them, right? I just except the Rob Zombie one, which I thought was like, okay, Rob Zombie was okay, but everyone's saying that's like the worst one, right? Okay, yes. So if you're like a Halloween fan, you're like, that's the worst one. I'm like, dude, it was all right.
Yeah.
So I go see this film. Now, as like a designer, I thought the designs were great. It had this nostalgic feeling to it.
It did, yes.
But it was corny as heck. I was like, hold on. How are we on Halloween 8, 9 or whatever? Dude, and me and Sammy were just laughing. We're like, dude, if Halloween took place in the barrio or in the projects or something, it would have been a Halloween half or something. It would have been over in a rep. How? I'm going to spoil it for who hasn't seen it. I mean, we're already in November.
For like a month already,
Exactly. So, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. How, in the ending, the whole town wants to come after Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
And they all come at him with bats, except for one person with a gun. I was like, of course this is why he's living. He's the dumbest town on earth.
Yeah, honestly, you gotta come with the big yappers for that.
And that's another thing. One thing that I could not understand is how is everyone running, but they like jog running. I'm like, bro, if I had somebody coming after me, I would be sprinting out of there, bro.
That's the essence of Michael Myers, bro. You could be running. You could be Usain Bolt. He'll catch your ass and stab you.
No. This is how they're running. They were like this.
Yeah, put some sincerity in those strides.
Seriously. And then, oh my God. And then when that one chick who stabbed him with the pick.
Oh, Karen?
Yes. Stabbed him with the pick. Okay, he's down. One shot. I'm done. It's not like he's been terrorizing this town for 40 years. And I'm like,
yeah, you got to put a couple swings.
I know, right?
Again, essence of Michael Myers, my dude.
I know.
Dude, he can never die.
You know what? They're like, oh, he's never going to stop. That's because none of you put a bullet to the back of his brain.
Well, I mean, he's been shot multiple times. Well,
okay.
Halloween,
body, though.
Halloween Kills is the sequel from Halloween 78, and then the one that came out. So it's like three different timelines, except for Halloween 3, which is Season of the Witch, that has nothing to do with Michael Myers whatsoever.
I just feel like I was like, dude, they would have. This movie could have been wrapped the first time.
Nah.
Some crazy guy with a mask, and nobody in the town knows how to get him. I'm like, and this is another thing. The way people died around him, like the people,
Dude, you can't say those
hold
murders
up,
were not brutal.
the nurse that was shooting at the gun at him, and then all of a sudden he opens the door, and then she somehow gets lucky, smacks her hand, and then all of a sudden she shoots herself.
That shit was dope. Dude, you cannot tell me the murder.
That look that you're giving me, I was like,
no, those kills were amazing, dude. What you mean?
No, dude, I was in the movie. Me and Sammy were that couple just talking throughout the movie. We're like, because it's already been out for a month, right? So all these things happened. I'm like, this bitch, like, come on, like, and everyone just started laughing in the theater. Oh man,
I loved it. I don't care what you said. Those movies were dope.
You know what? It would have made it so much better if we had a Ringside Beer with it. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
There we go. Hit him with it.
Yeah, sure.
If we're in these areas, it could have definitely been possible. McGrath's Irish Ale House in Bradenton, Florida, Evie's Tavern in Sarasota, and Food and Beer, all 3 locations down in Sarasota, as well as Bradenton, and as well as Total Wine. Get your Ringside Beer online now. Shipped to your door, ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring. Be ringside. Ringside Beer.
Now, dude, there was a lot of fights this weekend. I only found one current event from this whole week because everyone's prepping for the big fights, the 2 big mega fights. So this was the only current event that I found, and it was a boxing one.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, I get to read. Breaking news, Virgil Ortiz Jr. has parted ways with his trainer, Robert Garcia. Sources tell Mike Coppinger, I can't say his last name, and he said he will train with Eddie Reynoso in San Diego ahead of his next big fight.
Does anybody know why he would leave the trainer of the year?
Maybe over some money.
Last time I checked, Eddie Reynoso was trainer of the year.
Wait, isn't that guy Canelo's?
Yeah,
I thought he left him.
No, that's Eddie Reynoso. That's Canelo's trainer.
Oh, so Virgil Ortiz left his
old
trainer
for Eddie
for
Reynoso.
him. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was like, what?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I thought he like split ways with him,
no.
like the way they made the
that's
graphic look.
Yeah, he's moving on.
That's an upgrade right there, my man. Yeah. He's going to for sure win his next fight.
All right, well, shoot. Well, let's get into the big boxing event, which was Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant.
Can we just talk real quick about the entrance that Canelo came out with?
Now, hold up. I'm gonna just tell the viewers straight up. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the fight.
Sad.
I only watched the highlights. I just
You missed a banger.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
So
All right,
Canelo came out with the singer of Maná, and he was singing that. What's that song? I don't know who sings it.
I don't know. Oh yeah, man.
No, he came out sing. He sang Single El Rey or whatever. I don't know what the song's called.
By Vicente Fernandez?
Yeah, that guy. I don't know.
Okay.
He sang.
What?
He came out.
You don't know?
No, I know the song. I just don't know who's. Dude, I don't listen to Mexican music that often. I listen to Maná constantly.
Okay.
But he came out playing that song, and it was like all rockish and everything. I was like, yo, that's freaking fire.
Was it good?
That shit was dope. But fight-wise, whoo.
Now, I was just I was watching Fight Companions, and I was watching the highlights of the fight, and they were saying that Canelo had trouble the first 5 rounds of the fight, or he was kind of like not really landing the shots. He was kind of getting frustrated. Even Canelo was post-fight, he was actually saying that, right? Canelo, this was Canelo's words.
Trouble would be...
Well, not trouble, but he was like getting frustrated. That's what Canelo was saying during his post-fight
one word to try and describe. But what it seemed like to me is that Caleb Plant was putting on a really good competitive performance towards the beginning of the fight. So, the first 6 rounds, definitely Caleb Plant was doing tremendous. But you could tell towards the latter rounds, it just seemed that's when Canelo started to pick up the pace, started to answer some of those punches, started to counter, and then he started getting extremely aggressive. And then towards the end, he just started laying them on.
Oh, so Caleb Plant started getting aggressive? Or
no,
Canelo?
So Canelo started getting aggressive after the 6th round. He just continuously got more and more aggressive. You could tell he was getting frustrated to the point where he started just throwing some aggressive, nasty shots that were landing.
Canelo we had the bet. You got paid.
Yeah.
And this is another thing. Whoever saw the full episode when he's like, what, $10? I was like, yeah. My head went straight to how much I would owe you. So if I won the Rose fight and then you won the Canelo fight, I was like, oh, yeah, I paid him $10.
Yeah.
And when you were like all confused towards the last episode, I was like, no. My head just goes straight to how much I would owe you.
I was watching the live scorecards. I was watching like different scorecards from different places. Mm-hmm. Everyone was having it was either tied or Caleb Plant was up by like 1 or 2.
Oh, really?
Which is weird because
you're super biased towards Canelo, so you were like, gave him 5 rounds, ahead of time.
If anything, I do give Caleb Plant 4 rounds because the Canelo doesn't start fighting until like probably the 5th or 6th, probably like the later on.
Because he's downloading your data.
He's like scanning you like Terminator shit. He's like scanning you, knowing how to go. No, because he was trying to land that left hook all night.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get it, and he finally got it. And it was like it clocked him.
Bro, I thought, what's crazy? I feel bad for Caleb Plant because he almost made it to the 12th round and almost survived.
I don't think he would have won though.
You never know. You never know.
I think he would've.
No? All right. Well, I'm just saying.
It was best for him to go out on his shield.
Yeah, he needed to knock him out. And it's something he didn't. He couldn't. It was one of those who was going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
So, It
Well,
just sucks
I'm
that
surprised it lasted all the way to the 11th.
I know. I thought it was gonna end. He said it was gonna land in the 8 or 9.
Canelo said that.
Yeah, he said I'll knock him out in the 8th or 9th round.
Yeah, I would have took the 8th or the 9th for sure.
But King Canelo reigns supreme.
Bro,
my
look
friend.
at this black belt. This black belt is hard.
Yeah. So which one? He had the red one, right? He's the red one was the one that Caleb Plant had.
No, it was the black one. I think it's the one with the crown on it. The one that's on his waist. I'm assuming. I don't know. He had a black one. I just don't know which one. He has too many, bro. You can't even tell who he won them from.
I hope that's one thing that changed about boxing.
Well, I hope they should give him like a what's it called? An undisputed freaking belt just for him. Like
just the one belt.
Just the one belt.
Just
like
one belt.
You're the undisputed champ. Here's your one belt.
I did see at the there was a post-fight conference where Teofimo Lopez and Canelo both brought up all their belts. I was like, that's sick. They're both undisputed fighters, current fighters.
That's
pretty cool.
Legit. He's got like 5'2", huh? Yeah, 5 or 6.
Well, they both have all of them.
Yeah.
In their own respective weight classes.
Yeah,
So.
that's wild.
Gangsters.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb Plant took to Instagram and posted, I've bent most the world to my will. I've bent, most of the world to my will and done it with nothing but passion and skill. I'll be back. I showed I belong on the top level and I'll be champion of the world again. I've never been scared to go big or to go out on my shield. Thank you to all my fans and all my supporters.
What? Don't be hating, bro.
I can't say it. Nah, I'll be nice to him.
Yeah.
I'll be nice. You tried, my guy. You tried, but you failed.
You know,
I mean, it was pretty damn competitive.
Kick him while him's down.
Did you see? So, somebody posted on Instagram about them. I think it was in like an 8th or 9th round. They were literally having a conversation with each other while they were fighting.
Yes, I saw that.
both of them?
Caleb Pan's like, it's a good fight. And Canelo's like, yeah, I know. I was like, you're pretty good. You're pretty good too.
Oh, really?
I was like,
they had a nice little conversation.
yeah, I was like, that's cool. I mean, I love that. That's fucking funny.
That's cool, man.
That's dope.
UFC president Dana White says he bet $100,000 on Canelo to win by KO tonight, and he cashed in at $141,000, dude.
Of course, Dana White's not dumb. He already knew what's up.
Yeah.
Easy 41 grand just to win.
I wonder how much he would have gone if he actually put what round they were going to knock him out in.
Oh, it would have been a win. Triple that.
Like, how much is that? Is that almost like when you hit the number during not blackjack, roulette?
Russian roulette.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, it's like 31-1, right? Something like that, 30-1.
It happened to me twice.
Yeah, we're in Vegas.
We were in Vegas. Happened to me twice.
Bets, dude. He got so damn.
Speaking of that, we going to Morongo after this, boys, or what?
I don't know. We'll see.
So
just jokes.
Before we get into this fight, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fight with Canelo. So he's undisputed champ. There's nobody else in that division.
Okay.
That's a champion. So they were talking about what's next for Canelo, right? Like, well, who is he going to fight? Is he going to move up? Is he going to move down? Oh, dang it, I had my notes and I left them at home. Okay. So the next fights that I think he should take is he should stay at 168 because he has Charlo. The Charlo brothers? The Charlo brothers, he has them there. And he has one more guy, Benavidez.
Okay.
Benavidez, and then post-fight guy. I forgot what his name was.
Speaking about Charlo brothers, the twins, right?
Yeah.
They didn't get in a fight during the altercation, not during the Canelo fight or something like that?
Something happened with them. Yeah, they got into a fight. Wasn't it Teofimo Lopez?
No, it wasn't Teofimo Lopez. It was some other dude. Some dude in a green beanie.
Oh, no. I heard they got into a scuffle with some dude, but I don't know who it was.
They're trying to set a hype.
All this talk reminds me of this TikTok sound, and it's hilarious, but it's of Canelo when he says, "Oh, he crossed the line. He said motherfucker." So he crossed the line.
Well, that was funny. Oh, you know who else I heard that they might want Canelo to face?
Who?
Kamaru Usman.
Boxing said that?
Yeah.
Now Dana,
I don't think that
we'll get to it during the post fight, but it's Dana said, "Man, Usman doesn't want Canelo."
No, yeah, because he knows he can knock his ass out, and then he loses.
Yeah,
Canelo.
This is the thing, though. The thing about that, we'll get into UFC 268, but the thing about boxers, UFC guys have to go to boxing because they have that one skill as well. But no boxer, no pound for pound boxer will ever. Well, yeah. You know what? I should take that back.
Unless you're Clarissa Shields.
Unless you're Clarissa Shields. No male boxer will hop on over to fight a pound for pound champion in the UFC. No way. The only reason why people go over to the boxing is like, oh yeah, we have to fight with limited skills.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, Well, it wouldn't make any sense for them to go to MMA. I mean, you would have to train.
But that's
for
what
a whole
I'm
year
saying.
for you to be.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy that like, oh, you know, these people over here in boxing are like the best ever. But I'm like, dude, you got someone that could legitimately just take you to the ground and do whatever he wants to you, and you can't defend yourself. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And it's funny because everyone's like, oh, Kamaru Usman will freaking get knocked out if he goes to boxing. But let's be real. If you put those two men in a cage, Kamaru Usman's coming out alive 100 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's happened
Probably
before.
unscathed.
Who was that? Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make...
That's what I'm saying.
Still.
All right. Well, shoot, let's go into the UFC 268. Now, this poster, before I even go further, my favorite artist, Zhang Galang, I went to his art show. Bro. We have his art back here. Dude, that poster...
went to town, bro.
I mean, it's amazing. It's not even up in the UFC store. I think it was up there for like a couple hours, and then it went sold out.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh, I bet.
I know they look familiar.
Hey, but when you do get the chance, bro, you need to cop that.
I know. I need to. That was one of the sickest posters I've seen ever done, and then Rose on it. I got to get it. And then Fight of the Year. Let's get into that, man.
For sure, Fight of the Year and first fight of the mother-loving main card. Dude, I loved that.
Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler. Oh, my God, did it deliver. First of all, the prelims were pretty good, man. KO after KO after KO. I'm like, dude, I'm getting spoiled here. I'm getting spoiled, and it's not even the pay-per-view yet.
Right.
Then I get the pay-per-view, and I felt the only reason why I got this pay-per-view over the Canelo one, because the Canelo one was like just the main event. I didn't know any of the other fighters.
Well, you remember how I called you and I was like, oh, yeah, my stream's working great.
Yeah.
Stopped working. Guess what your boy had to do?
Oh, you had to buy it?
Had to buy it.
Well, I buy all of mine. I'm just saying.
But it's all right. You want to know why? Because this first effing fight right here was so worth it. This could have been the main event right here.
Easily.
We all go into these fights having expectations. Boy, did this deliver. I was so happy. Let's get into it.
So Justin Gaethje, they first start off, right? And then, they're going back and forth. Michael Chandler lands some vicious bombs that almost had Justin Gaethje out. Now, of course, we were going for Justin Gaethje. And nothing against Michael Chandler. He's a great fighter, great wrestler. Nothing against him. But, dude, we were Team Gaethje over here. I was like, oh, my God, what's crazy? And then Gaethje comes back and lands that vicious uppercut that changed the fight, dude.
Yeah, the whole fight, dude.
Then, puts Michael Chandler on the floor, and then it's a back and forth, and then Justin Gaethje, as the rounds go later and later, just puts a freaking boxing clinic on Michael Chandler, and then lands those beautiful lower calf kicks.
Yes, destroyed the leg.
Oh, my God.
Destroyed the leg. For every 3 punches he was landing, Chandler was landing 1. It just seemed like Gaethje had the better striking, which of course we knew going into. Much respect to Chandler for not getting knocked out. The shots that he took were tremendous, and I was a little frustrated with Michael Chandler when he started putting his hands down, and he was like, come on.
Like he was showboating at the end of the...
To me, that was like, that's when you know you're losing really bad, and you're just showing that, like, hey, this guy can't knock me out, which is cool, and in the streets, that's great, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't like it. I'm like, you're giving this guy too much free shots that could have been changing to the game, right? Like, it would have been less one-sided if he didn't take those unnecessary shots. I
totally saw it completely different. I thought he was trying to bait him in because Gaethje, you know how Gaethje usually brawls and then gets clipped, and then because Michael Chandler still has the power to knock you out. So I thought he was baiting him in, be like, come on, like, let's go, walking towards him.
Yes, I mean,
and trying to fight within the pocket.
I could understand the reasoning. Yes, definitely he wants to counter, and that's how they were fighting the entire night. It was just counter-strike galore. I just truly felt like at that point, it really felt like Chandler was losing, and he knew he was losing, so he was just trying to gain, like, momentum, like, hey, you can't knock me out, and maybe Gaethje would slow down. That felt like that was the approach for me, but I could be mistaken.
No, I mean, we both saw the fight, and I took it as like, oh, he's trying to go in there, trying to get his last, little scuffle, little brawl within the pocket, because outside of it, Gaethje was landing those kicks and, stopping the momentum for Michael Chandler moving forward or doing anything else. So I was like, oh, maybe he's just trying to bait him in. Bless you, bro.
Excuse me.
Dude.
Thank you. Sorry.
Scared me right there. But yeah, man, that was just a fantastic fight. And this is the thing. after I finished watching that fight, because it was KO after KO after KO in the prelims, I was like, dude, this was just the first fight. I was getting emotionally drained going into
to the contrary, I felt great. I felt like it got my energy flowing. And then the next fights after that, I was able to kind of chill out, the Shane Burgos fight.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that one.
I was able to chill out a little bit, and it wasn't so freaking crazy. I mean, it was still a good fight. Don't get me wrong.
Let's get into that. Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo.
Yes, sir.
This is the thing. I felt like we had such an adrenaline dump, or it was kind of mellowing off, because this fight alone on a fight night would have been fight of the night. Regardless. Like, it was such a good fight, but we came off of Michael Chandler. Bro.
My bad.
We came off Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler, which was such a big fight, and then now our energy is coming down. But still, it was such a great fight, which I was like, damn,
it was a gnarly
it was
fight.
hard. Any fight was going to be hard to follow Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler.
Yes.
But I got to give it to Shane Burgos, man, and his opponent, Billy. They were nonstop action, going back and forth, going into transitions. I mean, that fight was fantastic as well.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was like, once again, hard fight to follow with Gaethje and Chandler, but this one was just good enough to keep you like dialed in, locked in, and not like for me, I didn't feel emotionally drained. I felt like I was still pumping the adrenaline.
No. For me, I was like, dude, that was such a high. I'm like, bro, how much higher can this go? That's what I'm saying. We're already at a 12. The ceiling's 10. We're at a 12 with that first fight. I'm like, all right, cool. This next one was freaking amazing.
Yes,
fight
sir.
night would have been like, oh my god, did you see that? But
that's the beautiful thing about this sport, man. It's a continuous dump of mind-altering feelings.
Yeah. So then the next fight was Chito Vera versus Frankie Edgar.
Yes. Now, I was actually really stunned at how this fight was going, because I expected Chito Vera not to be so controlling. I just thought.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Chito Vera had control of where the fight was going. It just felt like he knew the entire time he had control, and he was going to be able to dominate this guy. And I feel like I wanted Frankie Edgar to be a little more like competitive, but
the first round went to Frankie Edgar, in my opinion. So this is the way I saw the fight. Frankie Edgar was controlling the fight first round, landing the more high volume punches, I guess we would say. He was essentially getting the scorecard. He was getting that round, for himself. Second round, it went to Chito Vera, right? Because Chito Vera didn't feel that fear or that power that like, hey, I'm scared of it. I'm going to start walking you down.
Yep.
And then the third round happens where, if you notice in the other rounds, he kept on trying to do the Anderson Silva front kick. He kept on trying to land it, didn't land. Third round happened, and Frankie Edgar, just for a split second, kind of didn't see the kick coming. Boom, got dropped.
When you know it's there, it's there.
Now, he was kind of protesting, saying like, hey, that was an early stoppage. There was some other people saying it was an early stoppage. But realistically, no, man. When you hit the floor and your face hit the floor, you were out, man. You were out. When they did the slow-mo, you were out. That was a good stoppage.
There's a picture of the actual, kick to the mouth. And it looks quite bad. I mean, I was okay with the stoppage just because you don't really know how bad somebody's, like, concussed at that point in time. They could still be kind of, like, fighting through.
Yeah, and Frankie Edgar's a warrior, man. Yeah. He's never going to be like, yeah, I know, he got me. Other than Brian Ortega when he got knocked out cold. But
I mean, personally, I would have preferred Frankie Edgar to stay down. When you get kicked in the mouth like that, that's it. You're done.
It's a wrap.
Damn. You're done.
Yeah, that fight was amazing too. Next up, dude, Rose Namajunas versus Weili Zhang. Saying it right? That was awesome.
You said it properly. Thank you.
Yes. Team Rose all day. Called it.
Yes, sir.
But you know what's crazy? I didn't understand this, because a lot of people watching the fight live were commenting that it was a robbery, that Rose won it, but it was like, oh, we got robbed because Weili Zhang won that first two rounds. And I'm like, wait, but Rose made the adjustments 3, 4, and 5, complete dominated the 5th round easily, and the 4th.
I just go back to those times where, like, if you want to beat the champion, you have to beat the champion. Yeah. And it felt like Weili was just competitive enough to stay in the fight, but I felt like, you know, although it was competitive and it was definitely, like, closer.
Wait, but didn't you text me that you said Weili won?
No.
You didn't say that?
No.
All right.
No, I didn't. It wasn't me.
All right.
No, I promise.
Must be someone else then.
Wasn't me.
No, I wasn't talking that nonsense. No, I saw Rose dominated all day.
Yeah, so it was crazy because they were even saying like it was a robbery, and then they showed the stats. Rose won pretty much everything except for the leg kicks.
Shiza.
Yeah, no,
The
she's
stats and
the
everything, yeah.
champion, you know, and once again, you got to beat the champion.
Yeah.
And I felt like Zhang Weili was definitely competitive, but she wasn't the best in the cage that night.
She was the first 2 rounds. I give it to her. She was leaving it all out there. But once Rose made the adjustments and found out I could take you down and pretty much hold you down, you can't really get yourself back up. Well, then Rose did what she had to do. In the 5th round, beautiful. She, early in the round, just took a shoot for a double and did the little hook behind the leg for a trip. Beautiful takedown and just controlled the whole fight.
That's why Rose is a GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, like Dana White says, if you feel you got robbed, don't leave it to the judges.
Yeah.
So knock them out.
Beautiful photo, man. Beautiful photo. Look at her. Team Rose all day.
Yeah, she spoke on Holly Berry put in the strawweight belt on her after the 268 post-fight press conference.
I know what I said.
And she said that was pretty awesome. Huge fan of hers, and to have her put the belt on is wow.
Dude.
Lucky girl.
Halle Berry, man, wrapping the bell around you.
I don't care how anyone. Halle Berry is still fine. She can still
yeah,
get
of
it.
course.
Yeah. Who said she wasn't?
I don't know. Freaking people say that she's probably old or whatever.
No.
Freaking weirdos.
Halle Berry or Deadpool?
Deadpool all day, baby. You don't even have to ask me that question. Ryan Reynolds all day. Don't even ask me that.
All right, what do we got here?
We got Zhang Weili responding after the fight. She said, I played to my strength. I believe you also saw my efforts. There are no easy champions in the UFC ring, and in the octagon, it all comes down to merit. That's what a great movie is about. There's no foreshadowing. There's no meandering. I guess there's no meandering storyline. How can there be a perfect ending? I will try my best to pursue my dream. Our fight will continue. This is just the beginning.
Now, do I believe they will fight for a 3rd time? Absolutely.
I don't think so.
I think she will. I think she will come back. I think Zhang will come back, dominate the rest of the girls, and then eventually get another title shot.
That's contingent on Rose being there for a while. I think she might.
Wait, what? I'm thinking Rose is the GOAT. She's gonna be there forever. Hold on.
She might be like.
Hold on.
This is my thinking. You know,
This
she
went a
hasn't
complete
enjoyed being
360,
she hasn't enjoyed being the champion for a while before. So like she might just be like, I'm tired of this. Here you go.
She might be after a different goal though. Before she was like, hey, I reached the goal. Now what? She lost the belt, but she was dominating that fight when she lost it. But
time will tell. But I
what is bro? Speaking about time, this time changed, bro.
Jason went from like
rough, dude.
Jason went from like she's the GOAT to nah, she won't be there very long.
I know.
I'm not saying that she's gonna lose.
Bro,
I'm saying she's gonna retire.
You left a knife on my back real quick, bro. You want to take that
I'm
out?
saying she's gonna retire more than anything.
What?
How old is
how old is
She
she?
ain't gonna fight Shevchenko because they're friends.
No, they're different. Yeah, they're friends.
She
But
ain't gonna fight Nunez because that's just not a good fight.
no, well,
Different weight
that's like what?
So
3 weight classes.
35.
so realistically, what fights are there? Just a couple in her division. She'll
Carla
probably-
Esparza.
Woo! She gets that one back, and then what?
And then she dominates.
I mean, I think she.
There's
I think she
Marina
hangs it up.
Rodriguez, who's the great kickboxer.
I think she hangs it up, bro. I just think
After this fight,
Bro,
or after she's
what?
sometime soon.
Rose, you let me know. I'll take care of him right here on the podcast for you. Shoot.
I mean, just tell me you're not, and then But
Dude,
I just have
Carla
a feeling.
Esparza, that'd be a great fight because that's the fight she lost during the Ultimate Fighter. It has a great storyline. Carla Esparza was the first female champion. Loses it to Joanna. Joanna freaking dominates forever. Rose whoops that butt twice,
Yeah, no, it's definitely
great storyline.
Put a nice little
It's
bow on
it's
that.
back to the original girls when they first brought that division into the fight. And I'm like, dude, Carla Esparza versus Rose, that's a great fight because Carla Esparza was dominating Rose with the wrestling when they first
She's
fight.
sitting back waiting for that opportunity. So
Yes. That's a big fight right there.
It.
That's a big fight. All right, man. What is next? The main event. Oh, dude, Usman versus Covington.
Number 2.
Dude, all right, what are your thoughts on it first?
Well, some would say karma's a bitch. I would say karma is a mirror. I think this was just another perfect reflection on why Kamaru Usman is the champion and why Colby Covington, definitely he had his niche and his little gimmick, but in due time, like, good outweighs evil. And I felt Colby Covington solidified that he's the number 2 welterweight in that division. Dude's legit. He's hard to put away. He's extremely competitive. He's one of those guys. But Kamaru Usman, you just can't beat him. He has this number, and I don't think Colby can do anything about it.
Well, all right. So I agree. I agree with that analysis. But let's talk about the fight. First 2 rounds, Kamaru Usman dominates, right? Third round happens, and Covington lands the shots that he needs to earn his respect from Usman.
Yes.
And then he was coming back in the 4th. What pissed me off is that when Covington had Usman, multiple times he went to wrestling. Why, if you're winning the stand-up, keep that pressure going?
Yeah,
Did you remember? Did you see that part?
I didn't quite agree with that approach either. I felt like maybe he just was afraid he was just going to get knocked out if he kept exchanging with him. I don't know.
But that's the thing, man. Dude, you were actually winning the brawl exchanges.
Maybe that just solidified that the jaw was broken in the first fight. Because there's a lot of controversy that his jaw wasn't broken. He's not admitting it.
He was fighting with more a hesitancy, or like he was just kind of holding back the first couple rounds. Like he was kind of just like waiting and to counter. But the first 2 rounds, I'm like, dude, I thought it was going to be so one-sided up until the 3rd round happened. And when they started it wasn't called, like, I wouldn't say clean striking, but not also, Covington was doing like wild shit where he's like, oh, that was not predictable. That was like a 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, no, his striking was a lot different than the first one, and definitely felt different, and it was like calculated, and you could tell he was strong.
Now we all picked Usman to win this fight, like we weren't be like all crazy, but I was just saying, Covington had a real chance to win that fight, but for some reason he went to his wrestling after he rocked Usman. I was like, what is going on? And then the fact they didn't even give him one takedown. Did you see that during the commentary?
Yeah, which
what was that about?
I didn't agree with. Definitely that was a takedown, at least one. Covington got it done. You got to, although they view it as like, oh, if you don't hold him down on the ground for a certain amount of time or whatever.
DC,
but that was a takedown.
Best wrestler in the UFC, one of the best wrestlers coming from the Wrestling Olympics. He was saying that was a takedown, bro. Both knees hit the ground. That is a takedown.
Everybody knows it was a takedown.
God, man.
Yeah, takedowns, totally.
Man, dude, it was a great pay-per-view, intense from start to finish. I felt like I got in a fight. My shirt was off, and I'm all you're running around, pacing back and forth. I'm like, dude, it was just like, it was so great. I was like, they could have charged me $100 for this. And I was like, dude, I would have been happy with it.
It was a great ending to this battle.
I have a question though. Who made more money? Not the fighters. We all know Canelo won the most money.
Yeah.
As far as pay-per-view wise, because the post-fight conference, the views, UFC had like double to triple on that. And
it was in Madison Square Garden in New York. They generated a lot. I think the gate was like 9 million, right? Something like that.
But I'm just strictly saying off of YouTube views.
Oh, bro.
UFC was dominating.
I paid for the UFC fight, so my money's on the UFC fight. I'm pretty sure they got more pay-per-views.
Now they're not going to release the numbers yet because they won't be out for like another month and a half or so for the pay-per-view numbers. But I was like, dude, I'm kind of curious who actually stole the show on Saturday.
UFC all day if I'm a betting man, which this weekend
I have a feeling too because of that first fight, the amount of buzz on social media from that first fight, everyone was like, dude, we got to watch UFC 268.
Yeah, no, the card was stacked. I mean, I was just so happy from start to finish. They let me out of work an hour and a half early, bro. They scheduled somebody at that time. I was supposed to be there till 8. They said somebody's coming in at 6:30. I said, I'm out.
Y'all deuces, I'm out. Fight night, baby.
They're like, you can stand around and I don't want to hear none of that. Nope, I'm out. Thank you very much. Scared.
Oh, what a great event. But let's keep it rolling, man. We're not even done.
Yeah, so Kamaru spoke on embracing with Colby Covington after their rematch and said, no, I'm not surprised. We've shared pretty much an hour with each other inside that cage. I don't care who you are. There's mutual respect that comes alive. It's just the spirit of competition. It's the spirit of martial arts.
I love how they kind of like squashed the beef after that fight. Like they kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was definitely nice that Colby let go of that persona for a second. I mean, in the post-fight press conference, he definitely picked it up and like directed it, towards other people at this point. But I really was glad that there's a nail in this coffin and that they were actually able to respect each other because Colby did not get knocked out basically the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he earned the right to say he's been in there for that long.
Now, if you're Kamaru Usman's manager, would you guys consider the Canelo fight?
No, it's a lose-lose situation, so no.
We just went over this right now.
I know, but I'm just saying because it happened right after the post-fight conference. We talked about Dana White saying no. Yeah. He's like, hey, come on, you don't want to take him on. Yeah. But Kamaru Usman brought that up again during the post-fight conference. He was like, hey, man, like that's a fight that scares me. That's a fight that excites me. Everything else, he's essentially running laps in through his division where he's essentially the fights that are coming up are all rematches.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless he wants to go up and fight Israel Adesanya.
Which he won't because he said he would rather have 2 Nigerian champions than one with 2 belts.
Which, in that division, there's been some rumbling and tumbling with Alex Pereira, who came in with the banger, did a knockout with a knee.
Dude, I mean,
UFC debut, came in and knocked a dude out with a knee, is literally making a good run for saying, hey, we need to see that fight sooner than later.
Oof. Yo, him versus Kamza?
That's a hell of a fight.
Bro, take my money. Pay-per-view. I don't even care if they're ranked, bro. Take my money. That fight already would sell itself.
Yep, I'm in there.
God. All right. Well, continuing UFC 268 news. UFC 268 combined had 1,973 combined significant strikes landed at this event.
Is Max Holloway fighting? Jesus Christ.
No, bro. That's how good this event was. Every fight was a freaking banger, dude. Back and forth, nonstop action.
Yeah, a lot of putazos were thrown.
A lot of putazos. Broke history.
And that's what we like, boy.
Now, this should have been on the current events, but I kind of saved it for the UFC 268 section. Michael Chandler did a tweet saying 2022 with a picture of Conor McGregor and him facing off.
Yeah, because he knows that's easy money. He knows all you got to do is kick that leg of Conor, and he's done.
Would you like to see this fight? Concerning they're both, I think, both double losses now, right?
Yep, absolutely. This is definitely one fight to make. I think the fight for Conor McGregor is Tony Ferguson. You got to make that fight while it's still relevant. You got to suck all the juice out of that little rivalry. Now, once that's done, then,
I actually think I did agree with you with the Tony Ferguson fight, but we're coming off of that crazy, crazy fight with Michael Chandler. There's more stock in Michael Chandler right now because of that fight.
That's why I feel like he should maybe wait and fight the loser of, the Oliveira Poirier fight. Who knows?
Oh, but no, they're gonna give that to Gaethje because he won.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying. That like if I'm Conor McGregor, if I'm my coming back fight, I would probably consider that. But this is what Conor McGregor says.
I'm down at some stage for sure. Great fight the other night, Mike. Congrats.
Where's this? Your accent just comes over. I love it, man. Love it. Keep on going, man.
Oh, sorry.
And then, Michael Chandler says, thank you, sir. It will be my pleasure. See you soon.
Run it.
Run it.
It's a good fight to make.
I think so, too. They're both coming off double-digit losses. I mean, they both kind of are real. They both knock each other's opponents out. We're usually in the first round, first or second, and then they kind of have that same dip down, I guess you would say that, for the energy kind of just.
Yeah, they're fairly similar fighters. I mean, it's definitely intriguing. It's definitely a good fight to make. But I would like to say that was a very subtle, nice little transition that I tried to do a little earlier with the Max Holloway name. Because guess what's going on this weekend?
Let's see. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. Down.
In Espanol, we call this dinero fácil.
Yo. My dude. What happened?
What are you looking for?
Oh, there we go. Did Mike?
Technical difficulties. No,
That's all right.
I put
Wrap
it
it
down
up.
I put it down real quick.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
Yes.
we can hear you.
Yes.
My headset just went out. I don't know what happened. It's all good.
The volume on?
Yeah, it's all good. All right, boys. This weekend, Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez, UFC Fight Night on November 13th. I know I'll be tuning in. Actually, it's a little earlier in the day. If I'm not mistaken, the main card starts around 1 p.m. So don't be afraid to tune in while you're at work, boys.
See. I'll double check it for you
There
right
you go.
now.
You guys got Max Holloway, I take it?
Of course, dude.
I'm going to go for the underdog.
Oh, it doesn't say.
As usual. And because, he's Latino.
You know what? I got Max Holloway on this one all day.
Yeah.
All day. Yair Rodriguez is good. Not saying he's not, but
Yeah.
Max Holloway went with the champ. Former
Yeah,
champ.
absolutely. And before we send you guys off, we just want to remind you one more time where you can get Ringside Beer, where it's available. It is now available at these locations: McGrath's Irish Ale House in Bradenton, Florida; Evie's Tavern in Sarasota, Florida; 3 different food and beer locations, Sarasota as well as Bradenton. And you can get Ringside Beer sent to your house from Total Wine. Ringside Beer. Order online. Get in the ring. Be ringside. Ringside Beer.
Oh, it just randomly came back right now, dude. Or it might be my mic. Anywho, well, thank you guys for hanging out for episode 56. We love
sir.
you guys. We appreciate you. And on to the next.
Yes, sir.
Later, guys.
Love you.
Bye. King Canelo, reign supreme.